Hi, everybody. I'm Lips from Anvil. You're listening to CUERO y Mental. All right. Have a nice night. Take care.
Thank you, Lips. Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches tengan todos y sean bienvenidos a una nueva entrevista aquí en el canal de YouTube de CUERO y Metal en Córdoba. No dejen de suscribirse para estar al tanto de todo nuestro contenido. En el día de hoy tenemos como invitado el legendario frontman de los canadienses de Anvil. Estamos hablando del queridísimo Lips. Steve, how are you? Welcome to CUERO y Metal Radio Show.
I'm doing okay. Hope you're doing good too.
Fine. Están próximos a publicar su nuevo álbum titulado Is Imminent vía AFM Records a finales de mayo. ¿Cómo te sentís volviendo al ruedo después de 2 años difíciles para el espectáculo en general?
I can't wait. It's been the longest we've been off in years and years, so I can't wait to get back. Be more than excited.
Bien, con casi 20 álbumes en su discografía, ¿cómo ha sido trabajar con estas 14 canciones nuevas que tiene Is Imminent en marco de un contexto bastante particular como lo es una pandemia?
Well, I mean, the pandemic has, locked us all up and no choice but to sit around and write songs. So we got all that done. And in fact, the way that it actually has all turned out, which is quite remarkable, we did Legal at Last. And then within 2 months, we're back in writing to write Impact is Imminent. Mm-hmm. We came back from recording Impact is Imminent in October. Mm-hmm. And now I wrote another album. I wrote another 14 songs. I don't know what the album is going to be called, but number 20 is written already. So we wrote 3 albums in a row, non-stop.
Wow. Lips, ¿cómo está la situación en Canadá en este momento con respecto al virus?
Well, everything is, they're releasing all the restrictions. It's, it can only go so long. And then, we've got the highest vaccination rate pretty much in the world. So there's no point in keeping things locked down. Most people that are getting sick are not vaccinated enough. And anybody not vaccinated enough is dangerous to end up in the hospital. But it's not overwhelming the medical system, so it's slowly going away.
Lips, hace pocos días publicaron el segundo single de este álbum. Estoy hablando de la canción Take a Lesson, donde hacen un repaso por su historia al servicio del heavy metal. ¿Qué pasa por tu cabeza al momento de ver esas imágenes que significan más de 40 años de tu vida haciendo latir el corazón de Anvil?
Well, it's an accomplishment. It's fulfillment. Ultimately, that's what it is. I've been doing this for 45 years and I got away with it. I've released 19 albums. I got number 20 in the oven. I did really, really well. That's extraordinary success in a certain sense, especially in the metal genre, because Anvil was not a pop band, never was going to be, and never wanted to be. So we were not part of the poser shit, you know what I mean? Or sell out or trying to look like chicks with dicks, you know what I mean? We weren't part of that whole scene and not writing radio songs. So it was always important to always be relevant in the sense that I'm writing a new album. There's more new stuff rather than still resting on my first 2 albums and never recording anything ever again. Ultimately it's complete and utter fulfillment. What else there's not much else that can be said about that. The video is fundamentally a glance at someone's life. Here, take a lesson. This is what it means to go after your dreams and fight for it for 45 years. you can win, but there's lots of loss. But that's what it is. It's take a lesson. This is what it is. This is what it means to go do that. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's like that for everybody, but it certainly was for me. So yeah, that's what it all means.
Rob y vos han compartido muchas cosas a lo largo de los años gracias a la música. ¿Cómo viven actualmente los momentos previos a la salida de un nuevo disco? ¿Disfrutan todavía de hacer entrevistas y adaptarse a lo inmediato que tienen hoy por hoy las redes sociales, por ejemplo?
Well, to be really honest, it's sometimes very annoying. You know, I don't know how else to put it, but some interviews are just completely useless, totally useless questions. In the sense that they're not asking anything about the record or anything that's really worthwhile. Like they're asking history questions, stuff about the first album. Like, why am I talking about my first album? 45 years later, why are we talking about my first album? These are annoying, and some I've done interviews where the person hasn't even listened to the new record, you know, and you're going, well, why am I even doing this interview? What was the point? I mean, who cares? Who cares about how I met Rob 45 years ago? At this point, it's old, ancient history. You know what I mean? I met him in junior high. What the hell? Come on. We went to school together. It's nothing is new about that. The whole world knew about it. The movie said it all. You know, and the movie was quite extraordinarily successful. Millions of people have seen it. So what is the point in talking about the history? It's much more relevant to talk about tomorrow, what my plans are for tomorrow. When is the tour? The tour starts June 1st and we're going all over America. There you go. That's relevant. That's something that's coming. That's something that's worthwhile talking about. The new record has two extraordinary instrumentals that are basically attached to each other and they both, you know, like, why isn't the question asked, what the hell is Gomez and Teabag? What the hell is that? Well, they're both Sasha Gervasi's nicknames from the guy who made the movie. We called him Teabag when he was a young man. And then after the movie, he became a very eccentric, wealthy man. And we started calling him Gomez after Gomez Adams. So we you know, in recording the new album, the first approach was to create a sort of a swing oriented jazzy piece of music without, you know, horns. But when the producers all heard it, they go, no, you got to put horns on it. So we did, and after doing that, I went, we'll put both of them on, and then that way you can really appreciate to hear the difference between the one without the horns and the one with, and it's extraordinary. So, also along with that fact is the fact that we had two nicknames for the same guy, so we had two titles for the same song. So it worked out really, really tremendous. These are relevant things. When you ask me, what's it like to do interviews? Well, in most cases, I have to guide it. It's work. This is actually, if anything is work, this is work. because it's to a great degree, it doesn't really, you're doing stuff, but it doesn't really change anything. You know what I mean? So that's what work is, isn't it? It's, you go and you do it just to get through another day. It's not necessarily going to change the world or make it a better place, but you still go through the motions. And that's how I feel about doing interviews. So I keep talking about the same stuff over and over and over again. So here I go again.
Bueno, Lips, ahora te vamos a llevar un ratito nada más hacia el pasado, porque el próximo 2023 se va a cumplir 15 años de la salida de ese documental del que hablas, de Anvil, un material filmográfico que muestra la realidad que viven muchas bandas de heavy metal al transcurrir su carrera como músico. ¿Habrá algún tipo de celebración o reedición de esta película que realmente todos los metaleros del mundo le tenemos un cierto cariño?
Well, to be honest, I don't know I really don't know what the future is going to hold as far. There will likely be no second movie. That's for sure. I think we're past that. You know, it's 13 or 14 years ago. I don't see the point in revisiting it. Not now. Maybe once I pass away, they'll make a sort of a epilogue. This is what happened after the movie, and now he's gone. I could see that possibly happening, but beyond that, no. And yeah, it's the reality of what all bands go through. Like, how many big bands are there? Like, come on, let's be really realistic about all of this. Okay, people going, hey man, that Anvil movie is about your failure. We didn't fail. It's fucking 19 albums. That's not failure, guys. Hate to tell you. And the other thing is, one out of millions of bands can exist that long. That's the first thing. Second thing, one in millions makes millions. The rest do not. Ever. And struggle till the last fucking dying day. You know, like people asked Lemmy, why do you continue? Why don't you quit? And he goes, because I don't want to. I love what I do. Well, that's just the case. Did he make the millions of dollars that Iron Maiden did? No. Does that mean he should quit? No. It's not about that. Okay, that's a thing. And I think that the Anvil movie is a representation of that fact. Most don't make it. And if that's the case, thank goodness that there's music, because people persevere the hardships to get that music into the hands of the fans. That's what it is. That's what the musicians do, whether they're making millions of dollars or making any money at all. So what is success? Success is writing an album and putting it out and getting it to the people and then going and playing. That is success. And the more you do it, the more success you actually have. It's not about the millions of dollars. It's a stupid, ignorant world that we live in. Everything is measured by money, and it's not the case. That's not what life is really about, because you can show people who got millions of dollars and they're miserable. So it's not about money. It's about finding your happiness and finding your fulfillment. People's got to learn that, and that's a big lesson. That's take a lesson from Anvil. That's what it's all about. Is what is important in life, the places and people that you meet. And for a musician, it's not about how much money you made. It's how many songs you wrote. That's the winner. The guy who put out all the records, the guy who toured and played all the places. It's not how much money each place paid him and how much money he's got in his pocket or how big his house is or what kind of car he drives. It's what did that person contribute to the world? That's the level of what success means. Not the amount that he took from the world. What did you give to the world? That's the whole point. That's me. That's what I'm about.
Lips, por más de 2 años el mundo a raíz de la pandemia estuvo paralizado básicamente, y es una alegría escuchar que Anvil vuelve a tocar, vuelve de gira en poco tiempo nada más. Pero debo decir que hace poco más de 10 años que Anvil no toca en Argentina. ¿Hay planes de visitar nuestras tierras para presentar Impact Is Imminent?
Well, actually, there is absolutely no plans to come to South America at all. Not that we know of. And I think to a great degree, it has to do with whether there's promoters willing to bring us down. And from what I've been led to believe, there's no one's offering anything. So I will be playing wherever they want us. You know, you can ask, but it doesn't mean they're going to answer. You know what I mean? We're available, but no one is asking. So far, no, we won't be coming to South America.
Y sobre esta nueva gira que están próximos a comenzar, ¿qué podés contarnos, Lips?
Well, there's 40 shows in the United States, go all over the country, and that's only the first leg, because we'll be coming back to do another 40 shows later on. But after the 40 shows in the USA, we have about 20 shows in and around where we live here in Canada. And then by the time the end of the summer, probably by October, actually October 1st, we begin a 60 dates in Europe, which brings us approximately to Christmas time. After Christmas, we're supposed to go to Australia and Japan.
Wow.
So probably after Australia and Japan, we'll be going back to America to do the other 40 dates. So we're looking at in the next year, we're looking at well over 200 shows. So lots of touring.
Bueno, Lips, para ir cerrando, quiero agradecerte una vez más por tu tiempo con Cuero y Metal, y me gustaría que dejes un mensaje a los fanáticos sudamericanos que estarán viendo esta entrevista y a la espera de Anvil por estas tierras, y por supuesto la salida del nuevo disco, que está todo el mundo invitado que lo escuche.
Well, I mean, what can I say? I mean, obviously, I'd love to come back to South America. It's such a very, very, very special place to go, and very, very difficult to get it arranged. And so you have to, when you get the chance, you got to appreciate it. And certainly we are well overdue. And I imagine if the record does well enough down there, there'll be enough interest to bring us, and then we'll be glad to come. But until somebody offers, you can't make them want you. They have to want you. So hopefully we can raise enough interest and raise enough awareness and demand, and we'll come to see you again. That would be great.
Thank you for your time, and we see you in the next interview.
Okay, have a good day. Thanks. Bye-bye.